Probably the biggest selling of all the knockoffs of Sony's TR-610, this is the Realtone TR-801 Electra. And here it is in its original box. It's a nice red example, but the radio also came in ivory, black, turquoise, and green. It comes here packaged in what was often referred to as a gift box, with the radio side by side with the case and accessories. The case here appears never to have been used. It says on the bottom of it that it is genuine leather, but it feels pretty genuinely fake. It's genuinely stiff, at any rate. Inside it, I can see a strap, still wrapped up as original, and there may also be an earphone pouch. I can't tell. The case is so stiff I'm afraid I'd crack it if I opened it up looking for a pouch, so I won't. The earphone itself is provided in its own little plastic box, and below that a cutout area for the 9-volt battery supplied. Inside the box lid, we are informed of the features of this radio. All transistor, vernier tuning, big set tonal quality, high impact case, a provision for earphone attachment, and economical, uses single inexpensive 9-volt battery. It's quite a heavy little beast. The V on the front of this one, under the dial, has tarnished some, as these will do. Unlike the Sony 610, which had a wire handle and stand combination, this Realtone employs what we unimaginatively call an easel stand. Many Realtones displayed their name and model number on a gold foil sticker attached to the back. At the bottom it says Japan and also says Realtone, registered trademark. Inside is all neatly done, and to look at it you wouldn't think it would be that heavy, but holding it in your hand, it is. Most of what I'm feeling would be that speaker magnet, I guess. The instructions for this model are a lot more deluxe than for other Realtone models. I'm not sure why that is. We've got a large fold-out card with an attached warranty registration form to be filled out and returned to Realtone. They used to make you return a card like this in order to validate the warranty. They have an awful lot to say on this instruction folder, including extensive step-by-step details on how to use and maintain the radio. The upper part here is a feature list colorfully detailing what the radio is and is not. One of the things it is, it says here, is an ideal gift for the person who has everything. It goes on to say that Realtone is a luxury leader in its field and that this model is the sports car of portable radios. There were a slew of variants of this radio, variations in what is written above the dial window, the texture of the grille and the shape of the ring around it, and the style of the script lettering at the bottom. There were even name variations where an obviously otherwise Realtone is, as you can see in this example, branded something else, in this case, Supreme. So that makes it a Supreme, right? Not a Realtone at all. Well, sure, except that on the back label it says Realtone. So does that make Realtone a rip-offer or a rip-offee? Well, the claim can be made for both, but a much stronger case can be made for the former. Consider how similar this most popular Realtone was to the TR-610, which preceded it. Folks have accused Sony of borrowing from the Zenith Royal 500 in their design for the 610, but no one can credibly accuse Sony of copying Realtone. Not if you adhere to conventional understanding of the space-time continuum, which insists that 1960 came after 1958. But What other evidence do you have, Fancy Pants? Well, there's the case of the Sony ICR-200, another of Sony's original designs. This pioneering model from around 1967, shown here in front, was one of the first consumer products to use an integrated circuit. Behind it, we see a Radio Shack knockoff of it, branded Realistic. And behind that, a sound design knockoff. So what, you say? Realistic is not Realtone. Quite right. It's the sound design I'm talking about. Who was sound design? And why were Realtone and sound design never in the same room at the same time? Like Patty Duke and her cousin Kathy, or the Nutty Professor and Buddy Love. Because sound design was Realtone. The folks at Realtone changed their name to Sound Design sometime around 1970. Now, the company still exists today, but no longer using the name Sound Design. The name it uses now is my third exhibit in the question of whether or not the company is an originator or a copier. To put it in gentler terms, no, it's not Apple, for crying out loud. I'm not talking about Apple. They are an originator, and they originated the popular iName brands. This is the copier, and this is the name Realtone is known by today.